All right. This is called. Uh, this is called. It's an update. This is an update. And it's called Me and My Stalker Two. And I just have to make reference to Tim Train. Tim Train suggested that's what it should be called. And this is a revised version of the first one, which was Me and My Stalker. So, Me and My Stalkers. Me and My Stalker Two. But now it's Me and My Stalker Two. So this is a different version. And it's not an improvement. I can tell you. Here we go anyway. Me and my stalker. We've been apart together for 20 years. It's a love story that can't compare. I love her and she loves me, but we've never been with each other without alcohol and drugs off our faces. Some might say it's totally wrong, but they don't understand we're in love. She's my one true stalker. When I was in hospital, she rewired my house. Wasn't that nice? A Trojan on my computer. So I send an email. So when I send an email, she gets one too. A bug on my landline, so when I'm talking to someone on the phone, she can listen in, and she believes I'm talking to her. A microphone in my clock radio by the bed, so at night she can listen to me snoring. And when I wake up in the middle of the night, I talk to myself. She answers all my rhetorical questions as if she was there by my side. Me and my stalker go to the movies. Well, I go to the cinema by myself, and then she turns up after the previews have passed and sits in the back where she can watch me and pretend she's sitting with me. When I go to a cafe, she goes too. The thing is, she goes to a cafe down the street where she has a clear view. Now, this is where things get really bad. My stalker has a child by me, which happened one drunken stone night 18 years ago, and that's why she sneaks into my house every week and steals $50 off me. Child support, and I pretend I don't know. Forgot to mention, she has a father who would never let her marry or have a relationship with a man from the western suburbs. Guess what? I'm from the western suburbs! Funny coincidence, isn't it? You thought that was bad? Well, things get worse. My stalker came into money and bought 5 houses strategically positioned around me so she could have easy access to my backyard and house. She has a whole lot of my items, clothing, writing, bits of my half-eaten food. She keeps in a hidden room where she lays down on the 16 t-shirts of mine which she made into a quilt. I know it's bad, but I had to throw that in. I shouldn't have. Uh, if you think things couldn't get worse, they do. My one true stalker has a stalker of her own. This woman masquerades as my stalker. In other words, my stalker. Guess what? My stalker loves me too, as any right-thinking stalker would do. My stalker has stolen my stalker's clothing and jewelry. She talks just like her and makes herself up just to look like my one true stalker. When my stalker meets me, she disguises herself as my one true stalker and tries to make me hate my one true stalker by being cruel and vicious to me. My stalker wants me to love her when she's not dressed up, passing herself as my one true stalker. I told you it's bad. Well, it's weird, but I've had 20 years of this. You get used to it. Well, things get even better than that. My stalker has a child to me too, and she comes and steals tobacco and food. Well, my stalker found my stalker's hidden room and stole all the stolen items that were once mine. Then she found an ex-con who brought along a friend, an ex-secretary cum manager of a brothel, who had a creative flair for accounting that became unaccounted for. The ex-con, who had done a bit of acting inside, and my stalker employed him, the play being me to screw up my one true stalker's mind. So she, my stalker, would have me to herself. I know it's bad. Should I continue? Here comes another absurd twist in the tale. I love my stalker. I don't know what's wrong, so I saw a counsellor at the city town hall, and he told me these relationships were totally wrong. As if I needed to pay $150 for 45 minutes to find that out. The thing is, I fall in love with both my stalker and my stalker. My stalker's accomplices, the ex-con wannabe actor and the ex-secretary CMOB, pretending to be friends to my one true stalker. Thus, they began to screw with her head by playing mind games and, you guessed it, stalking my one true stalker until she couldn't stalk me at all, which made my stalker very happy. My stalker had me all to her stalking self. I know it's bad. Yet, everything changed when the ex-con wannabe actor and the ex-secretary CMOB learnt that my one true stalker had an inheritance in the trust. So they decided to remove my stalker out of the hunt by playing mind games on her and stalking her too, until she couldn't stalk me as well. The ex-con wannabe actor and the ex-secretary on their off days, they stalked me too. It's a hell of a sight when I walk down the street, especially if you look 40 metres behind me. Things get even more convoluted. See, there's the ex-con wannabe heir and his friend, the ex-secretary CMOB. They're after all the money my stalker inherited. Funny thing is, my stalker believes that the monies are rightfully hers because she now believes she's the one true stalker. It reminds me of that old proverb. The stalker of my stalker is not sitting on a chimney. Doesn't have much to do with the story, but I felt like putting it in. So my stalker and my stalker have had to get together and combine their stalking powers to get rid of the ex-con and ex-secretary come manager of a brothel so they can get back to doing the right thing. That's stalking me. I think they have set up the ex-con and the ex-secretary with false house ownership papers and a silly little thing to do with kidnapping, false imprisonment, with the police calling on them about 3:30 today. Anyway, I love my stalker and she loves me, and my stalker wants to be my stalker, and she, being my stalker, loves me too. I know it's sad, but I love her as well. I think it's time we finally all get together, and together in love we can start stalking you. That's bad. That is so